Well, isn't this going to be a doozy of a story? I went to a field trip back when I was in high school. I do not remember what grade. I had to have been in 10th or 11th grade. My sister and I had never really been in a club at high school, or in a club at any school. So that's like music club, art club, or whatever. So when my mom was working a job where she could actually be our ride, we decided we're going to go ahead and join the art club. So little did we know that if we were in the art club or in French club, we'd be able to go to this fantastic field trip sometime in the summer. But, that's what we did. However, we were only able to actually attend those clubs for a short period of time as my mom had relocated or changed hours or something. Wasn't able to be our ride anymore. So we were only able to be in the art club for a short period of time, though we were still considered in the art club somehow. I think our art teacher understood our situation, so he wasn't necessarily upset about the fact that we decided to change almost last minute. But because we were still in the system as far as the art club goes, we were still able to qualify to go to the field trip. The field trip we were going to was in Chicago, the Art Institute Museum. I thought it was connected to the actual Art Institute high school or college, but it wasn't. We had a group of friends. I do not remember all of them, but I do remember we had 4 or 5 different people in the friend group. My sister, unfortunately, wasn't able to go with because at that time she was going through some difficulties, and so she was mostly at the hospital. So my mom was spending most of the time there. But she was okay with me going, did give me some money, so I ended up going myself. So it was just me and a group of friends. The initial trip there wasn't that bad. When we first got there, I saw the big silver bean, and I was like, what? That's in Chicago? I don't know why. I thought it was in a completely different country because every time I saw the silver bean, I never paid attention to see what city it was actually in. So when I saw the big silver bean, I was like, it's in Chicago, are you serious? So, of course, that's the first thing we went to go see because we didn't have to go to the museum for the next couple hours. Spent most of the time at the big silver bean, and that's when I started to notice a bunch of other stuff. It was the first time I'd actually been in a big, giant city. So, well, I wouldn't say a big, giant city, but a city with, tall towers. So it was pretty cool being in that kind of environment. I even got to see a subway entrance, which was the coolest thing to me. I'm like, I only see those in movies. So we enjoyed ourselves chasing around the pigeons because I've never been able to be that close to any animal. So that was cool. Eventually went to ourselves a McDonald's that did not look anything like a McDonald's. It was like huge and, different looking than a boring old side store McDonald's. And then after that, we went to the museum. I originally had planned for all of us to walk together, but I guess we were in different teams, and so my friends split off, and I was spending most of the time by myself staring at things. I occasionally ran into my friends, but when we did, they were too tired to do anything, so we ended up sitting most of the time. So that's kind of why I didn't really find that much interest in it. I do remember seeing different parts of the exhibit, but nothing that actually stuck out to where I had to talk about it. After the museum, we decided to go to a restaurant. I don't even remember what restaurant we went to because after what happened, the rest of it just kind of became a blur. So the group of friends and I were all sitting at a table, but these tables were too close to each other, so for me to be able to sit, I would need somebody to scoot over. But because everybody was talking, nobody could hear. We interrupt this program to bring you the special word of the video. Me talking. And one of the friends there, should I mention, is like shyer than Fluttershy herself. She was quiet. Actually, her nickname was Fluttershy, now that I think about it, because my sister and I were obsessed with My Little Pony, and so we nicknamed her Fluttershy because she had such a soft voice. She was very quiet and anxious, but, me and my child self thought it was a great idea in order to get everyone's attention for me to yell. And because I yelled, it freaked her out, and it was the first time I ever heard her yell. She asked me, why was I yelling? Why was I being so loud? She was just freaking out. And she had a panic attack. The art teacher took her outside to talk, and after that, of course, I felt like crap, because I do a lot of dumb stuff without thinking, and so, I just could not focus. I wanted to talk to her to tell her I was sorry, but the art teacher was like, no, just leave her alone. So I left her alone, And after that, the trip was like really awkward. Couldn't really talk to anybody, couldn't do anything because like she was with them, and if I went with them, she would feel even more awkward. And fortunately, that kind of ruined a lot of the friendship we had between each other. And well, not like me and the rest of the friends, we still hung out, but like Fluttershy, we didn't talk. We just didn't. And I don't know why, but for a long period of time, I didn't even see her in the school building. And then, like, one day, toward the end of the year, I was walking and I bent down to like tie my shoe because it was untied. But then when I lifted up, I saw her standing right in front of me because she, I guess, accidentally ran into me, didn't even know I was there. And then we just did this awkward thing where we tried to dance around each other to get past each other. And we were avoiding eye contact because yeah. And we ended up finally walking past each other, but it was like the most awkward standoff we've ever had because I guess after that, she just didn't really want to talk to me anymore, and for a good reason. But I did manage to say one thing to her before, I graduated out of the high school, telling her that I liked her socks. And she said thank you, but after that, we didn't really much say anything. Damn. We reached, I guess, the end of this, so I'd have to make a part two.